I train here in Close Sutton. You can see the small 2.5 furlong ring. I call it 2.5, it might be only 2. I'm boasting a bit, but that's what we started off with. And it was about a third of the size. I say there's 3 gallops there, there's 3 gallops width. And then the main gallop is about a mile, just short of a mile. And that's 2 gallops width. And as we progressed, we started here in 86, all we had was 2 furlongs, 2.5 furlongs, small gallop, and that everything was done on that. Jumping, fast work, everything. And we evolved it. Then we put in a sand ring, we lengthened the gallop. Every year we just invested everything we had back into the place to try and make it better. That was it, that was the way of life, and we wanted to get better, and so all our money that we had between dealing with horses and winning with results, we just grew and grew and grew, and we're still growing. I built another yard over there this year, and I think that's enough now. I'm not sure I want any more. That's what that's been the nature of our business. Just keep ploughing what you make into it. And it's progressed nicely for us. And getting bigger is often easier than being more successful. I've found over the years, when you do grow, you've got to be careful you have the infrastructure and have the staff for it. It's maybe easy to get another 20 or 30 horses when you're successful and you have a nice season, but you've got to get the staff to go with that, and that's harder. And if you don't have the staff trained into your way of thinking and your thought process, you go backwards. And I found, when I went from sort of 40 horses to 60, I thought, right, we're going to have way more winners, and we had less, and we went backwards because we hadn't got the infrastructure right. So that's why I'm always afraid now, and I say to other trainers when they tell me that they have that many more horses, and I say, right, make sure you have the staff trained to go with them. Otherwise, you just stretch everything, and when you stretch everything, then morale and the staff goes down. You've got to keep morale up all the time. You've got to keep the horses in form. And if you're stretching yourself, things just don't work, and that to me is one of the key things. Just watching the success that some of the English trainers had with French horses, and I thought, let's try something different. The Irish horses were very expensive at the time, and you couldn't get to buy them, and I said, let's try. And I knew Pierre Boulard from the time he came over to Ireland to work with my father, and Dawn Runn stayed with the trainer Pierre Boulard was working with when she won the champion hurdle, and that's the connection. And I just rang him up out of the blue. I still had a number for him, and he said at the time he was just starting out to be a bloodstock agent, and he bought a horse for us. He brought me off, I don't know where we went, up in a field somewhere. There was 4 horses, and he picked out one. He said, that's the one, and I didn't know what was happening. So I think that ended up being a black type horse. Might have won a grade 3, and it was for very handy money. And I thought, right, okay, we'll do that again. And that was how we started. Harold Kirk buys a lot of horses for me in France and England, and now goes to France as well with Pierre. And we can see all the French races as well. So that's, between the two of them. And a lot of people, I get a lot of customers that actually say, Willie, can you buy me a good French horse? And that's where it comes from, really. It's just built up over the years with Pierre, and here we are, probably 20 years later. I have so many good times going over to buy them. I probably can't remember half them, but anyhow, that's probably the joke and the thing. But no, I found dealing in France is very good. People, French are sellers. They put a price on their horse, and they're very straight. We've had very little problems, and I find you go in, you ask if they're for sale, they're for sale. If they're not, and they put a price. And it can be more difficult to buy horses in Ireland, I think. We've been very lucky to have the horses we have, and when I see what Dawn Run did, she won the Irish, English and French champion hurdle in the one season. I doubt that'll ever be done again. And then travelling across to France with her, and we had a few runners in France before that, and I'd ridden it in a few amateur races, for gentry races over there as well, and I just liked the way, the French way of doing things compared to our way, and so that probably bit me at an early age, and I was always looking at France compared to other Irish trainers, wouldn't even dream of it, and the English trainers it's beside them, but they don't, very few of them make use of it. The flat trainers do. Flat trainers are more international. I think a lot of the jump trainers are very parochial. They don't look abroad at all. I have a lot of French staff. A lot of them like to come here for a season or 2 seasons. I think your French education system in equine studies is fantastic. You've seen them there. The quality of rider of the French riders stands out to me. It does, and whatever you're doing there, keep it up. It's a tremendous system. I think we in Ireland could look at that system and develop it more. I think the good nature of people, especially in our jumping game. I think I love dealing with owners, right? Especially in our jumping game. I think I always say racing is it's just a game of disappointments, and the day you win, it's fantastic. You must enjoy it. And jump owners, I think, know that there's going to be a lot of disappointments, so they enjoy their winners. I think flat owners probably expect a lot more out of the game, whereas jump owners are in it for the love of the actual game. And I think when things go bad, and I see it not only with myself but other trainers in the game, when things go bad, people rally around the trainers. Maybe I've had a setback with one big owner a few years ago, and all my other owners rallied in, which I'd never expected. I didn't know what was going to happen, and we were so genuinely surprised and delighted. And I've seen it with other trainers who have setbacks, that people look after people in this game, I think, and that's something I never expected. I thought you are what you are and you live or die by your results, but actually I think the people in the game look after everyone, and way up. So we try, when we see someone going bad, look after them as well.